Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hit that like button and make sure to subscribe. In this video, I'm gonna be drawing a parrot with watercolor, my biggest struggle. So I've started off with a sketch. When you're doing watercolor, you should, it's key to start with a sketch. Make sure you know what you're doing. Don't make it too detailed because you want the watercolor to show, and then when you're done, erase it. Make sure you can see what's going on, but make it light enough so the pencil marks won't be shown. After that, I wanted it to have a non-defined background, so I put some water on the back, to get that blurry look, and I actually added the blue tape to hold down the watercolor because this is not expensive watercolor paper. This is like the standard, so it doesn't absorb water as well as a more expensive paper. So I did the blurry effect. Like I said, there's already water, clean water on the back, and then I put my paint to make it look like a blob blurred effect. And I started with green, and then I put a little yellow. I like the way it turned out when it was dried. I really like this blurry, undefined effect of watercolor. It looks really cool. And if you're new to this channel, I've been doing watercolor for like a few months now. I'm really a beginner, but it's really fun to play with and I like it. And I'll continue, playing with watercolor. So the watercolor dried the first layer, so I made it dry and I reapplied the water, and then I'm doing another blurred out effect to make the color more vibrant. This paper, I don't know if it can handle all this water, man. It was struggling and moving, but I wanted the background to be a little bit more darker, so I tried it again. And trial and error. I like the way the second blurred out effect looked as well, and I hope you guys liked it too. Let me know down below if you like the blurred out effect that I did. Now it's kind of looking like a silhouette, and I started the eyes or whatever. At this point, I should have just waited for it to dry. It's not really that dry, but I waited for it to dry, and then I came back, and now I'm doing the little eyes because it's supposed to be, they have like a red eye from my reference photo. So yeah, and then I started on the branches down below. A tip for watercolor is you always start out light and then you work your way up with the details. That's just what most watercolor painters do. If you're really new to watercolor like me, you could try that and see how it works out for you. But now I'm really trying to, make the bird have some color. So I'm putting in that yellow color on the bird. So if you're starting with watercolor, I have to warn you, you have to be patient to let it dry and go back to it. It's a whole process. I'm used to acrylics. Acrylics dry really fast usually, but with watercolor you have to have that patience to let that paint dry. It's fun and it's beautiful. It's worth the process, but it's definitely a learning curve to start off with watercolor, so be warned about that. 'Cause I'm still new, I'm still learning a whole bunch of stuff, and to be honest, having patience is a little bit of a struggle, but I really like watercolors. and how it flows and how bright it could be. And I'm used to having that control with acrylics, but you have less control with watercolor, and there's something unique about trying something opposite of what you're used to. You know what I mean? Try it out and see how it goes. So at this point, I got most of my details down, so I'm just making sure I got all the white marks of paint like that I didn't touch, and just doing all the details, making it look like an actual bird, you know, making the branch have some shading, the shadow from the bird on the branch and stuff like that, and making all the feather colors come to life on the bird. When doing watercolor, they say a highlight can make things stand out. So at the end of this, I'm just putting white highlights on the bird to make it stand out and look a little different on the feathers and on its head. Okay, I'm just basically finishing up on its highlights, guys, and I hope you guys really enjoyed me doing this watercolor bird painting. I had a lot of fun doing it. It had a lot of ups and downs with the backgrounds and getting it how I would want it and the feathers, but it's a good process, and I will be doing more animal paintings in the future. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more videos. Bye.